This meeting is now being recorded.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I hope all are enjoying this beautiful spring day. The coffees here, little snacks are not because of the snow emergency from yesterday, so I apologize for that, or I meant to apologize for that. Actually, it shouldn't be an apology at all. I think that's a pleasure. I see that many of you have gotten your yoga mats. The class starts at 11. Alrighty, first up, welcome. We have a pretty full agenda for today, and we have Mary to kick us off here for the Metro Credit Union.
What's new? How's everybody doing today? Glad to see everybody was here, and we did get coffee to come, so for all those people that had trouble yesterday, help yourself. Okay. So there's a couple of new things that we have to talk about. I have kind of a brief meeting today, but one of the things that we wanted to get people to know is that coming soon is mobile wallets. What this is there's an app on your phone that you can download that app, whether you have an Apple phone or whether you have a Droid. This is coming April 1st. Once you sign into it, you can either use your Metro debit card or a credit card. This is the thing that you see on TV that you go up to the ATM machine and just present your phone and it automatically goes through. So you can see that Metro is using the most updated technology, and we're really in the forefront of making sure we stay up to date with things. Next. You can use the clicker too. So the next thing, this is our Premier account. I know people always, if you go to any one of my meetings, you always hear me talking about My Rewards checking. That's because we think this is best in class meeting for any type of checking account. What this is that as long as you do a direct deposit every pay period, it can be as little as $10, you are eligible for the My Rewards checking. This allows you to use an ATM machine anywhere in the world and not pay a fee. So when you go up to the machine, they say, oh, you're going to charge you $3. We automatically reimburse it at the end of the month. So it's a terrific account. In addition to that, I think this skipped over my other thing. But in addition to that, it has the My Rewards complimentary savings account that gives you a higher interest rate. Gives you 2% interest on the My Rewards savings. So that's really a great interest rate for, small amounts. With the My Rewards checking, we wanted to present with you, this is really new with us. We're coming out with this program called Buzz Points. What Buzz Points is that every time you use your debit card or your credit card, you will receive a double reward. You will receive points that you can get rewards for. If you go to a local merchant, you receive double the awards. So you do have to enroll into this, but it is free. It's going to start April 1st, and you'll be hearing a lot more about that. We'll be sending out emails to people that are currently members. So we feel that this is a great program for people to use. And not only that, we're promoting local businesses. So any of the local businesses, you get double the points on that. These points you can view them on your cell phone, on your computer, and use them at any time. Once you have a certain amount of points, you can redeem them for travel, restaurants, gift cards, and more. So something to think about, a little way for the Metro to give back. We go into our resources now. Most of you realize that if you're looking to do something with Metro, you can go right on our website. So if you go to the website, metrocu.org, you'll bring up this screen here. Today, this is kind of what it looks like. We're promoting our home equity line of credit. The home equity, this is another great product. It's prime, less a half for the life of the loan, which currently that would be 3.25. So it's a terrific home equity rate. So I always tell people, go look at the website and see what we have new there. Once you're on this portion of the website, you can either, where the arrow shows, you can either click on that logo, or if you did type in metrocu.org/state, it brings you right over directly to the state website, and it looks like this, with me. So you'll know it's there because you'll see me. If you look to the right-hand side, this is where you can have your employees go if they say, hey, I want to sign up for Metro, I don't know what to do. I try to give everybody the forms that we have, and I do have some out there if you need them. But for people that don't have the forms, if you go directly to this portion of the website, on the top right-hand side it says download application. You can have someone just download the application. They can fill it out, and on the back side of that, it has an explanation of what to do with it. Either fax it, email it, or whatever. So we try to make it as easy as possible, and I do always tell people that even though they send that in, they will receive something from our deposit operations department that tells them to either go to the self-service to start the direct deposit or speak to their payroll liaison if they're not sure how to do that. So again, we do try to make it as easy as possible, but sometimes there are questions, so hopefully that answers any procedural questions. Today, our specials are still showing the 18-month CD for 1.6%. This middle one here, the online money market account that has an interest rate of 1.25%, it really is a terrific money market account. It's 18 months. I just got word, I actually got an email while I was standing out there that that's going to be shut off on Friday. So, you know, anybody that's looking to do a money market, money in there, that's a great way to do it. That has to be done online. You don't go into a branch for that. Any other thing we're promoting, always promoting a checking and savings account. This last slide is really designed for HR people. You can see it's metrocu.org, but /MA state HRCMS contacts. And this really is designed mainly for HR people. When we did the state calendars, this is where you go to order the state calendars. Anybody who wants to schedule an on-site visit with me, you can either call me, email me directly, or you can go to the website here and put some information in, what you're looking for, and I'd be happy to schedule a meeting with you or your employees. And you can also request supplies here. So if you can't, you know, if you're trying to get a hold of me, you email me or whatever, you can also request supplies this way, and I'll have them sent out to you. Anybody have any questions about any of that? So, I mean, this last screen is really just to let you know that some of the things that we do have available. I'm always available to do lunch and learn presentations. We do things called open enrollments where I'll come in and just set up a table during a particular time period, and people can come and ask me questions and do whatever they want. I do have some posters out front there if you need posters to hang up in an HR spot for your bulletin board and any flyers, inserts, and whatnot. I do have some examples on the table, so we can go over those. That pretty much is all I have for today. So I knew it was going to be a short meeting. So anybody have any questions for me? Okay, so here I am, Mary Holland. My email, mholland@metrocu.org, and that is my phone number. I apologize, I do not have a direct dial because of where my office is, the way the phones are set up. So it is the 800 number, and that's my direct extension, 3504. So now is the time that we do the drawing. So we're ready for that.
Thank you. That was pretty good today.
First one.
Karen Oscar. Well, she's the furthest one away.
All right.
Just a battery. James Carmen. Yeah, man.
And the fourth one we believe for.
For the website.
Yeah, Kevin usually does a trivia question. Yeah.
Trivia question for the final prize of the day. You ready, Websters? Okay. What was Alexander Hamilton's wife's name? He's on the $20 bill.
Very good.
Nope.
Martha.
Nope.
Marie.
Nope.
Now they're all Googling it. Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Ding, ding, ding. Winner.
Alyssa Robertson. There you go.
Mr. Roberts.
That's your winner.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right.
All right, up today for the Smart Plan is Lisa. Lisa's usually the person that holds the winning ticket, but now she's bringing a new person.
Hi everyone. Again, my name is Lisa Cardinal. I'm standing in for Rob. Rob has scheduling conflicts. As most of you know, I am one of about 15 Smart Plan reps, and my territory is primarily downtown Boston. With me is Mary Ann Cole. She also handles some downtown Boston locations, so I will let her say hello.
Hi, everyone. I have been with the Smart Plan now for over a year. I just had my year anniversary. And I do currently cover 3 locations on Washington Street, 250, 600, and 1,000, and maybe working with more downtown Boston clients in the future. So I look forward to working with some of you and encourage you to reach out, contact me with questions. I'll leave my card on the table outside, and happy to be here. Thank you.
And also, Giuseppe Caruso is new to the treasurer's office, and he also works on the Smart Plan, so you'll probably be seeing him around. Okay, so here's today's agenda. It's pretty quick, and the primary thing we want to show you today is the new Smart Plan testimonial video. But before we get to that, we of course need to talk about special catch-up, if we haven't talked about that enough, right? So I just want to remind everybody what to do when you get our deferral report, which you get on a monthly basis, in addition to making the changes to employees' contribution amounts. You want to check to see if anybody is signed up for the special catch-up. And so you're going to look at columns 7, 8, and 9 for this. So in column 7, you can see if they are coded for the special catch-up. And then column 8, this is the deferral end date. Oh, and this is not the most updated slide. But normally that end date will be December 31st, 3 years out. So if you were getting this report today, it would be December 31st, 2019, because the special catch-up can be used for 3 years. So if someone was signing up for it now, they would be using it most likely in 2017, 2018, and 2019. So usually that's going to say 12/31/2019 this year. There are some exceptions, like if someone's getting close to age 70 and a half, they might not be able to use it the full 3 years because there's an age requirement as to when you can use it. Once you reach 70 and a half, you can't use it anymore. But usually it'll be 3 years out. And then that last field will usually say $36,000, which means you have to go into the HRCMS payroll and add another $18,000 to the $18,000 that's already there, right? $18,000 is already there, correct? So you put in another $18,000 so that the combined amount is the limit of $36,000. Okay, so that's our catch-up summary. Before I show you the testimonial video, just a couple of points. We like to do this because it helps debunk the myths of saving. Some people think they don't have to save in the SMART plan because they have a pension or they're not an expert. So you'll see in the video it talks about some of the myths of people who think they don't need it. And we try to show a variety of individuals at different stages of their career, starting out, mid-career, retiring. And generally, when we launch these new videos, these new testimonials, enrollment increases, which is always a good thing. So you'll be able to use the testimonial video. It is going to be put on our website. It's not there yet, but it will be put there. You can use it during your new hire orientation. There will be something in the second quarter newsletter calling out that this new video is there. We'll have poster distributions and email communications, all that in the works, so you can talk to your retirement plan advisor, so either me or Mary Ann or whoever you work with. And once we have a strategy for these, we'll communicate that. And we will be using that, so the SMART plan reps like Mary Ann and I will be using this during some of our seminars. So now, you ready to see it? Break up popcorn? Okay, a little disclaimer here.
Each of us can derive from the program. But don't just take my word for it. Hear what some of our colleagues who are satisfied participants have to say.
What's come out of the saving for the SMART plan is a substantial cushion on my state retirement.
I can go when I'm comfortable leaving. The financial part is not going to be an issue at all.
I have a significant amount saved. I look at that statement and it gives me such a good feeling knowing that those decisions that I made 23 years ago, look at what that decision has gotten me now.
I won't have any worries. My daughter won't have any worries.
The thing to keep your eye on is the fact that there really is no, for all practical purposes, no cost of living increase in that pension that you're going to get. So you could be looking at another 30 years of inflation that you're going to have to cover.
I was relying on the pension, but I thought to myself, nowadays pensions probably won't be enough. It's important to see yourself in the future, whether you're with the state or not. It doesn't take long. In a few years before your pension starts to dwindle, and everything else gets more expensive.
Saving for retirement through the SMART plan is a necessity.
I felt like 2% was a good, starting point, and start and go from there. Brown bagging, put some money away for the future. Contribute what you can afford. If you overreach, you can cut it back. If you can afford more, it's easy enough to do.
I had absolutely no investing experience whatsoever before I started Smart Plan. It's been a real learning experience.
No expert, enough of an expert to know I wasn't. I don't fancy myself any expert.
I have limited experience in investing.
Did have a financial guy, and I brought all the paperwork in and showed him, and he said it's a great course, these are great funds that you have going in, don't change it.
Looking back, I would say, geez, I wish I'd started 10 years earlier. Even now, as comfortable as I am, saving earlier would have been a better option.
At the moment, the state pension covers my expenses. But that is, according to the numbers I've run, might last 5 years. And at that point, I'll be drawing down on the Smart Plan.
10 years down the road, you're going to be so thankful that you made that decision to contribute each paycheck.
It's very easy to get started.
I would enroll with a direct meeting with the representative.
Investing in the Smart Plan is so easy because it comes out of your paycheck automatically. You don't even have to think about it.
I hope hearing about your own colleagues' decisions and experiences with the Smart Plan has answered any questions you may have. Remember, the Smart Plan is here to help you on the path to a more comfortable retirement. Thank you for your public service and your interest in the Commonwealth Smart Plan.
Save money and retire tomorrow.
Save for the future now.
Start today.
Start today.
Start today.
Save money and retire tomorrow.
I'm Carl Prunder, Client Relationship Director for Empower Retirement, the company that works with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to bring you the Smart Plan. My job, and the job of our entire staff, is to get you the answers and information you need to plan for a better retirement. Now that you've heard about some of the advantages of the plan, we'd like to help you take the next step. Here's how to contact us. Online at www.mass-smart.com, over the phone at 877-457-1900, or face-to-face throughout the state at one of our local offices. Thank you for taking the time to learn about your Massachusetts Deferred Compensation Smart Plan.
Alrighty, another happy customer. Alright, back to our regular scheduled program.
PDF.
Oh, it's a PDF. Any questions for Lisa? Is the video captioned? So that would be good suggestion. Very good. So the question was, is there a direct link? Not yet. Will be on the website shortly.
Lisa, we have a request for your phone number, contact information. Sure. Grab the card. It's 877-457-1900, and enter that for whoever rep you want. Lisa, Cardinal, Marion, Cole, whoever. 877
The question is, what's your name?
Yeah, are we Great West or are we Empower? We're both. Great West is more the umbrella, and Empower is the retirement of business.
So the answer to the question is Great West is the parent and Empower is the child. Alrighty, thank you. Commuter choice.
Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all like my tan? Rubbing it a little bit. Let's Cancun. Okay, just a few quick slides for you guys. I see some new faces, so again, into the introduction here, I'm Jasmine Shamer, the account manager from Benefit Strategies. We administer, as your third-party company, your commuter transit and parking plans. The 2017 plan year max limits are kind of sort of the same from 2016, so it's $255 per month pre-tax for both transit and parking. I do believe, and correct me, tell me if I'm wrong, that it went up from $130 to $135 for this year, for the state or the federal? I think it's the state, right? The state pre-tax, right, Kevin? 135. Sure, Kevin said sure. 255 pre-tax. I do want to just remind you and share with your participants that the 255 is not the max absolute amount that you can enroll for. You can have more than 255. There's a lot of people I see on the payroll file that we get from the Comptroller that participants use $300, $400, $500 a month in their passes for transit or parking. So I don't want people to panic when they fill out the online election form on the Benefit Strategies website where it says 255. That's not the amount that they can put in. Whatever your expenses are monthly, put that in, and that's what will be deducted from your paycheck. And your payroll folks will know to differentiate between pre-tax and post-tax. Just a quick tip about that. I do want to make sure, I think just recently I've had 2 or 3 phone calls from participants and some of the divisions in the Commonwealth asking for, how do I check my balance? So you don't have to call me to check your balance. You don't have to call customer service to check the balance. We do have an automated 24/7 phone number, 647-4666, and I even put the options in here, the prompts. So if you follow the prompts 2 and a 1, and then another 2 will ask you for a social security number to verify who you are, and it will give you your balance right over the phone in both your transit and parking, in both pre-tax and post-tax. And it will also tell you in 2016 if you have any balance left. You shouldn't, because we've rolled them over, but if you have a pending claim that you submitted recently and you haven't been reimbursed for, it's probably not going to get reimbursed. Someone has to manually move it, aka me, because the deadline to submit your 2016 claims was December 18th. So participants are unfortunately still going online and saying, oh, I have a November claim, let me submit it. And it just sits there. Nothing happens. So please share with them that if they are submitting for 2016, you have 180 days or 6 months to submit your claims in arrears. You have to do it manually, meaning a claim paper form. You cannot do it through your mobile app. You can't do it from the computer. You have to print a claim form. If you don't know where that is, let me know. I'll show you where it is on the website. It's really easy. Click on the Commonwealth commuter benefit logo that we have on the Benefit Strategies website, and it will give you the claim form. Really simple. You can fax it, email it, mail it, however have you, just for 2016 expenses, and I will process them and reimburse you. We basically have to roll back money. If you have anything roll over from 2016 to 2017, we will roll that money back so we can pay you the 2016 balance. Any questions on that? So the transit and parking calendars, if anybody here is new or is not aware with it, again, the election form is electronic on Benefit Strategies website. We do not accept paper election forms. You may have an employee that comes to you and says, I don't have access to a computer. 2017. Come on. You have a mobile, smartphone, tablet. Your child may have a tablet that has internet on it.
It takes you 5 seconds to go to Benefit Strategies website and fill out the form. If you do get a paper election form that somebody somehow miraculously printed and filled it out by hand and gave it to you, please do not accept that. Have them sit at your computer at your desk. They don't need any special access. There's no username and password. It's not secure in any way. It just asks for your ID number and your agency. That's it. It takes you 30 seconds to fill out the election form. Please don't accept it if you have it printed. It does give you a calendar. I highly recommend that you have these printed. If you don't already and you don't have access to a printer, okay, I'll believe that. I'll send it to you. Let me know. Email me. I will send you the PDF. You have it on your wall printed somewhere. There's very important deadlines on those calendars for you guys to know when to put it into HR CMS system to make sure it has the correct effective date so it comes out of the right paycheck. We've got recently, Tony, quite a few participants that signed up and their payroll agencies put in the incorrect effective date so they didn't have a deduction last Friday's paycheck. So now they have to wait until April deduction to have the contribution. So please use these calendars. That's what they're there for, so you guys know what the deadlines are for both transit and parking. A quick snapshot of the calendar for transit. The deadline right now that we're working on is for the month of May. March 29th is the deadline. Just to break this up a little bit or dumbify it, the first column is our deadline. So your participants have by March 29th to complete the online election form. If you go all the way across, it will tell you the payroll process date is April 4, paycheck date will be April 7, we fund the account on April 20th, and it will be for your May benefit month. So if anyone's trying to do a change for the month of April, so sorry you missed the bus. Deadline's closed. Parking, identical kind of sort of schedule, but a little bit of yellow because of the special dates. And you guys can call me if you don't understand the message at the bottom of the calendar because it's too long for me to put it on the screen. But it gives you the same scenario. So right now, today, March 15th, is the deadline to sign up for the month of April. You're probably going, well, why can't I sign up for transit in April, but I can for parking? Transit deductions come out the first pay period of every month, and parking comes out the second pay period of the month. As you all know, next Friday, the 24th is your paycheck that you'll have parking deductions taken out. So today is the deadline to sign up or make changes, drop out, whatever you need to do for the April parking benefit. Any questions on the calendars? No form, no change. So I said at the beginning, if you guys don't get an actual electronic notification automatically as soon as your participant fills out the election form and hits submit, it is a web-based form, you will get an email notification from Benefit Strategies. I think currently it says admin@benstrat.com with a copy of the PDF attachment of their completed form. I'm asking, please help me help you. If you open that election form and John Smith does not belong in your agency, please tell me. Raise your hand. Send me an email. You don't even have to forward me the form because I have every single form. Just shoot me an email and say, I got an email from this John Smith, ID number, blah, blah, blah. He does not belong at AGO 1000, Attorney General's office. Most of them select the very first division, which is Attorney General's office, because they don't know what their agency code is. So please just let me know because that kind of escalates into participants calling saying, I never got my card or my deduction's not being taken from my check. Well, we look at the form and we'll say, John Smith, you selected AGO. You do not work for Attorney General's office, hence why you did not get a payroll deduction. So please share those forms with me. If you got them and you know they don't belong in your agency, I will do the legwork. I will reach out to the employee and let them know that they selected the wrong agency, help them, tell them what their agency code is, and resubmit the form so you guys have it for your records. And at the bottom is the link to the election form. Really, that's it. That's my contact information, client services. If some of you still might have my old personal email address, jshamer@benstrat.com, it's still there somewhere in the server, but it gets redirected or routed into an archive box. If you don't hear from me, I'm usually pretty good about same-day response unless I'm out of the office. That's probably because you sent the email to the wrong address. So please update your systems with client services, and I'll get to you as quickly as possible. Any questions? Yes, Frank. Yes, sir. So the question is about Uber and Lyft. A lot of participants use that for mode of transportation instead of the T or the bus. Yes, Benefit Strategies will accept your transit flex Visa card to pay for your Uber if it's an Uber pool van. So you can't jump in with one person. The requirement is minimum of 6 people, passengers, in that van for your card to work. Same thing with the Lyft. Minimum of 6 people. Yes, Karen? Looking into it to what? To Okay. So the question is, can we do something about extending that to a non-pool Uber? And yes, I will bring that up to management. It is something that has been just recently released or agreed with our credit card vendor to allow the Flex Visa cards to work with the pool only. So it is, I'm sure, something that we can just relate to our merchant to say, yes, authorize this code for Uber, even if it's not a pool. But I will share more information if or when that gets approved. Yes, thank you, Karen. So my understanding of the way that's set up is every Uber pool driver has an ID, and that merchant ID, just like your kiosk machines that you have at the train or at the bus, will indicate to our customer that you are entering or getting into an Uber pool van. There's no way for us to know that there's 5 or 6 or 2 people in it. It's the actual Uber van that is set up as having a merchant ID that they're capable of having up to 6 people in it. So as long as that's how they're set up and it's not a 2-man car, then yes, the card will work because of that merchant ID. Other than the Lyft, no. Yeah, just the Lyft. It's called the Lyft, yeah. Lyft line. Thank you for sharing that. Tony, Kevin? No?
It's a deferral, it's a wage reduction agreement that they have with you. No. So what I would tell them is that this is subject to forfeiture, and if it forfeits, then we're not going to give you a refund. Well, then we'll start doing forfeitures. Everything's possible, but it's not on the horizon.
Does that answer your question? So only because what you're asking, your two questions are related to your systems, which we don't have access to or capability to make adjustments to. So I wouldn't be able to guide an employee to self-service and say, yeah, you can sign up yourself. No. The only part that we do as the administrator is every single month religiously we send out a monthly reminder email to every single participant. You have a dime in your account, we're going to send you an email. Unfortunately, it does not say you have X amount in your account. In that email, for HIPAA and privacy, we want to make sure the email is not going to the incorrect address or someone that's no longer with the Commonwealth. So it does prompt you in that email, click here to log in to your account. We have mobile apps. It takes you 5 seconds to log in with a 4-digit PIN to check your balance. The IVR, the 24-hour, 24/7 phone number that we have, you can check your balance at any time. So we urge people to do that. If you are sick, you're on vacation, you're getting a ride with somebody and you're not using the T, you're not going to think of, oh crap, I have to stop my transit for 1 month. And it accumulates and it rolls over month to month. That's where those large balance people are coming from. Or they're on a leave of absence, paid leave of absence, and nobody thought to, oh my God, we have to stop the transit deduction. And it's going to continue to increase. And like Kevin said, they'll forfeit that money. They don't walk away with it. It gets converted back to the Commonwealth. I saw him, yes. The balance email goes to every single participant, yes, every single month. Somewhere between the 3rd and the 5th, depending if it's a weekend or a holiday, every single member gets a balance reminder email. I additionally send out emails to you folks for people that have over $500 in their account. Kind of nudge them again that they're not spending down or they haven't stopped their election. Because they have to submit the form to request that their election be stopped or reduced, as Kevin has said also, you can't just say, hey, you hit $1,000 in your account, we're just going to shut you off. No. They have to complete the form. They have to request and acknowledge they want you to stop their payroll deductions. Anybody else? Thank you. Have a good day.
Oh, smoky. Okay, if I say. All righty, up next, Insurance Commission. We have Karen Eddy pitching in about the flexible spending accounts.
Good morning, everyone. I understand the agenda indicates that Kalani was going to be here today. She did have tickets, but due to yesterday's storm, her flights were canceled, and they couldn't get into Boston. So I will be walking us through the slides for the FSA and the GIC benefits. Open enrollment, even though outside it doesn't look like it, annual enrollment is coming. Open enrollment is April 5th through May 3rd. Any participants that are currently in the flexible spending accounts, healthcare spending, or DCAT, do need to actively re-enroll. They can't just assume that last year's election will be there. They have to actively enroll. If an employee does not want to re-enroll, they don't have to do anything. So if they want to be in there, they need to do that. Coordinators, I know many people that attend this meeting are also the benefit coordinator for their agency. Coordinator trainings are coming up in the next couple of weeks. And you can go ahead and register if you haven't already by this Friday to attend. And the webpage is there, but if you go to the mass.gov/GIC, on the left side on the panel, it says Coordinator News. You can go through there. But go ahead and register. They do have information that will be very helpful. There are changes for both GIC benefits and the FSA, so you will want to go so you can help share that information with your employees. Also, for employees, there will be 13 health fairs throughout the Commonwealth. ASI will be at all of the fairs to ask questions for current participants or people who are considering enrolling in the benefit. And again, the dates and times are there. While I'm here, I want to remind you that I'm also the ADA coordinator for GIC, so if anybody needs accessibility for our health fairs, there's a special email that is on the calendar for our health fairs. They have to go ahead and email me if they need an accommodation so that I can work with them to make that happen. What's new?
One thing that the commission voted for earlier this calendar year was to change the dependent care eligibility to be enrolled as of July 1 in the dependent care program. You need to also be eligible for GIC benefits. So if someone is a contractor currently in the dependent care program as of July 1, they will not be eligible for the program. They need to be GIC eligible for the benefit. Any questions on that? Okay. Well, actually, if we looked at our data on our current enrollment, there's approximately maybe 60 people across all our agencies that we work with that may be a contractor. So it's actually not as dramatic as it could be. Question? No, you do, good question. To be independent here, you do not have to be enrolled or in healthcare spending. You don't have to have GIC health. You have to be eligible for it. Great question. That would be for both healthcare spending and dependent care. You just need to be eligible for the GIC benefits, not necessarily take the health insurance. Question?
So, pretty much is not eligible day one. Day five.
Day one, the dependent care, yes, that's still, that would still be when the effective date for the benefit. The dependent care is still day one for any new hires. The healthcare spending continues to have 60-day wait, just like the health insurance. Okay. New hires, this is new, especially with onboarding. I think everyone that's here is doing the mass careers onboarding. Like all the other GIC benefits, employees will now have 10 days to complete and submit their election form. You may remember in the past they had 30 days for this particular benefit. We've changed that to align it with all of the GIC benefits, 10 days. And also on the unpaid leave of absence, in the past, people only had 3 choices. They could prepay, they could go through a blackout period and pay when they got back, or they could direct pay post-tax while they were away. What we're doing now is when employees return, they can repay back and we'll take out the blackout date. When you go to the coordinator training, we'll have more information. Also, that will be highlighted in the participant handbook so the participants can understand that. Frank?
So a 10-day sign-up.
10 days for new hires, no, especially not now with the mass careers onboarded. They will actually probably have close to 30 days, depending on how soon you offer them and start the onboarding process. In 10 days, I'm sorry? It is for executive departments, but I believe Frank is in the executive department. The GIC policy is 10 days for the health plans and all of our benefits, so the FSA is now in line with that. I appreciate the feedback of the potential problems, but we're being in line with all the other GIC benefits. It's consistency. I understand your question regarding the 10-day. It's an existing policy. I can share your concerns when I go back to the agency, but the policy remains and it's expanded to the health care and dependent care. Onboarding, Mary, that's a great question, and when we're ready to expand that to everyone, we will let people know about electronic signatures. Right now, it's still a wet signature. That's the GIC policy. It's not electronic in mass careers, because even if it is, they have to do a wet signature or it goes back to the agency. Anyone who has forms like that, you will know. Right now, all GIC forms need a wet signature.
So is the 10 days, that they have 10 days to make the election, or does it have to be received by GIC?
The FSA forms don't go to the GIC, they go to ASI, but they have 10 days to make their election. And then you as coordinator have to get that into the appropriate, either GIC for non-FSA benefits or up to the FSA benefits, they'll need to be submitted to ASI. The employee has till their 10th day, calendar day to elect, correct. Okay? The other item is, this past fall, the IRS increased the healthcare spending to $2,600 for the annual election as the maximum. So participants will enroll in that for July 1. For dependent care, we are instituting a per pay period maximum. This is actually to help employees avoid having a tax year issue, usually for employees who enroll mid-year or after the beginning of the enrollment period. What could happen is they could extend that enroll and end up with some difficulties with the IRS because the calendar year tax year maximum is $5,000. So we need to be mindful of that. So we're instituting the biweekly cap for any mid-year plan hires. Question over the corner?
Health insurance cost, why so little? Why $50?
The changes in premiums is something that we do based on what we can negotiate in regards to the maximum on healthcare spending that's IRS regulated. You may remember years ago it was $5,000. The IRS lowered it to $2,600. We always go for the maximum that they have. Unfortunately, that's beyond us. Something that we've done in the past that we're returning to for reimbursements. When employees submit for reimbursement, we will have those reimbursement requests wait and stay tally at least $25 before reimbursement is sent if it's a check. If it's a direct deposit, those will just keep going as they're submitted. But if an employee is not enrolled direct deposit for reimbursement, if a live check is being issued to them, ASI was going to wait till at least $25 is accrued to mail that check out, unless it's the end of their funds and they're exhausting their funds and it's below the $25 minimum. Okay? Important dates to remember as we're ending out the plan year 17 and starting for 18. We will continue to have 26 pay periods for the FSA, and you'll need to be mindful of those dates for starting and stopping. We will be giving additional information in an updated job aid during the June payroll user group meeting, but also it will be posted on the Knowledge Center prior to that. But if you're waiting for the printout, it will be available in June. Okay. Any questions on this? It's very similar to what we had last year. Yes, Jane? So the question, I'm just going to paraphrase that, has to do with, has anybody had difficulty due to the calendar year tax year versus the plan year being on a state fiscal year cycle? On the health plan, on the health savings account, the IRS rules are if that's your plan year, that's your plan year, so there's no concern there. And part of the reason we reduced the maximum someone can do when they get into the plan mid-year for DCAP down to the 192 and change is to make sure that people avoid that problem. Good question. Any other questions? I'm sorry? What? Yeah, the answer is yes, because Comptroller was always post the slides, usually within a day or two after the meeting. Employer portal, we talked a little bit about the forms now that they're going to be, employees are going to be electing within 10 days, and also as we get ready for enrollment. Just want to remind you, there is a secure portal for anyone who works with ASI. You really should be using that. If you scan, you can upload securely and send those forms. Please remember that the FSA has Social Security numbers on those forms. We really want to work hard to protect that information. Secure portal. At your agency regarding staff, please do not share the portals. Contact ASI, Kalina. She will work to have anyone who's left account turned off and have a new account started. So the question is regarding last-minute enrollment and the fact that about 15,000 people tried to jump on the last day. Yeah, so ASI is working to expand their bandwidth to handle that. The alternative to that is for people to enroll before the last day. And also, if there are technical issues, there is a paper form. We're not thrilled with that option. We really prefer to have it electronically, have them go through online. But if they're a new enrollee, they're going to have to use the paper form. So that is always an option. And please remember, if someone misses the enrollment period, please don't call me. Please don't email me. They missed the enrollment period. It's unfortunate. They will need a qualifying event to get into the plan. Okay? Every year I probably get anywhere between 100 to 200 calls and emails because participants missed. Please don't bombard me with them. The answer is no. Okay? They really need to be paying attention and mindful of the deadlines. All right? Comptroller portal is there. If anybody has any questions about that, they should contact our account manager. And then also upcoming items, May and June. For HRCMS agencies, you're going to be needing to go in and manually confirm that deductions will be stopping for people who are currently in the plan year, and then entering any new deductions for the FY18 plan year. As I mentioned before, the job aid, updated job aid will be available on the Knowledge Center. And then going forward, each pay period, when ASI gets the file from the controllers, they compare that to what they're anticipating. And if there's a problem, they send an email to the coordinator on file indicating there's discrepancy. Go into your secure portal to get the details as to which employee missed deductions. This has a direct impact on the employee's account. If they're in healthcare savings, that account's frozen until that discrepancy is resolved. If they're in dependent care, they won't be able to get deductions or reimbursements because it's in dependent status. Any questions on that? The May dates, I'm sorry?
Question is about ending the deductions for the current year. So our instructions will always say that when you create the deduction, you also put the end date on that deduction. So you won't have to go in if you follow the instructions. If you did and then left the end date open, you'll have to go in and put the end date in.
Yes, because the reason we remind people of that is we find that not everyone has followed best practices. We have deductions for people who don't re-enroll. Just creates a headache down the road for correcting the payroll error. Any other questions? Yep.
We talked about the ending in HRCMS, right?
Correct. The end date HRCMS in the panel that you use to do the deductions. Correct.
My question is that if you're converting from people's docs.
I'm sorry?
I'm converting from people's docs to HRCMS and it's June.
So HRCMS is a PeopleSoft product. We use that term interchangeably.
Except that I don't have an end date in my PeopleSoft for that.
Are you with the MVPA? Okay, we'll do that for you.
All right. Any other questions? The other thing on the FSA, those forms all go directly to ASI. Please do not send them to GIC. All that's going to do is delay or possibly put at risk the employee's enrollment because the GIC doesn't handle the enrollment for it. They need to go to the ASI. And please instruct your employees to make sure they give them back to you, not to just send them on to the GIC. Okay? Some information I want to share with you. You've probably seen this contact information before in the past. Coordinators, please contact Kalina with any questions. What we're finding is coordinators will have some participants who have a lot of questions and they're referring their employee directly to Kalina. That is not what's going to happen if that continues. She's just going to be transferring them off to customer service because they can handle the questions. They need to be calling the 800 number for participants, which is on the right side in the blue section. That's the contact information you should be sharing with your employees. You, the coordinator, should better respond to your questions and help resolve any issues if you work with Kalina directly. Okay? Any questions? Great. Moving on to GIC, open enrollment. As I said earlier, open enrollment, annual enrollment starts April 5th, ends May 3rd. Changes will be effective July 1. Employees can enroll in health plans, change their plans. They can enroll in the FSA. They can opt for the buyout, meaning that they can verify that they have qualified insurance elsewhere. We will pay if they've had insurance with GIC for the past year. We will pay their employer premium to them as a buyout for the next 12 months. So that's a nice option for some people. They can apply for optional life, long-term disability. Please remember that if they're not a new hire, they will need to go through the process of verifying that they are insurable. And then for those participants that in general are not covered, position is not covered by a collective bargaining agreement, primarily that would be a manager, legislative staff, and some of the executive staff offices. They can go ahead and enroll or change their vision and dental plan. Coordinating training is later this month. There's actually going to be 2 sessions here, right here in this room. Ashburn, please. Please be sure to go ahead and RSVP. The morning session at Ashburn tends to fill up quickly, and I'm not sure if it's even has seats remaining, but you can check online. Also excited to share with you that we had an initial launch of the Magic, the web-based Magic system. Currently, within the GIC, we are using dual systems. The mainframe Magic that many of you currently use to verify your employees' benefits. We at the GIC are using that system and the web-based system. Starting today, coordinators who use Magic are starting to have web-based training so that in April 3rd, you'll be able to use the new web-based system. I've been in the web-based system and dramatic improvement. I personally, as a coordinator, love it. I find that a lot of the information I want to look at from an employee is on one page, so I'm sure many of you will enjoy that as well. Some additional things that you can do with the new Magic is look at your employee roster for benefits right online. You can update, change your agency contact and staffing changes or assignments change. And then we will also have sections there for you, news and alerts, and there will also be videos to help you as job aids to help you with any tasks that you may need or have questions on. In addition to that, you'll be able to, for employees that are trying to enroll in long-term disability or life insurance, you can start that process through the new Magic system. Again, webinars are going on right now, and we are expecting the system to go live for coordinators, HRCMS coordinators, UMass coordinators, Monday, April 3rd. Question? Good question. So for the new Magic, it is a web-based system, so I don't believe you'll need anything downloaded onto your system similar to HRCMS. It's a web-based system as long as you have the URL that is being mailed out to people who currently have their credentials. Question over here? So the question is regards to the emails confirming your enrollment for the webinars. There's an email. It should have told you what time the training was when you enrolled on the SurveyMonkey when you did that. 2 days prior, 2 business days prior to each webinar, we are sending out to confirm enrollees their web link and so forth to get onto the webinar. So 2 business days prior. So the group that is on today's webinar, they actually receive the information on Monday. Okay? Right now, good question. So moving down, right now it's to get everyone onto the new system. The capabilities we envision being able to upload forms, right now that's not part of this rollout. That will be a later phase. Good question. Question on that?
Did you guys see, send the coordinator session confirmation to me?
So there's two types of trainings. One is the coordinator annual training that happens at the end of March. That email had been sent out a while ago, but you can go onto the coordinator page now to enroll until Friday. For the Magic training, the webinars related to Magic, the new Magic system, those went out to people who currently are users of Magic. So if you are not a user, we have not contacted you. We did contact the agency for users who are currently using the Magic system.
If the coordinators added new employees after the blackout period, will the new employees be in the new Magic system?
Could you repeat the question?
If the coordinators added new employees after the blackout period, will the new employees be in the new Magic system?
If an employee is added after the blackout period, it should be in the new system, correct? The blackout period that was earlier in February, correct? That's what they're referring to?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. Any other questions? So the week of the last March 28th to 31st is the coordinator trainings throughout the state. And so you want to enroll on 17th. Brockton's a location here in Ashburn. There's 2 sessions. Bedford, I can't think of it yet. They merged. Because when you're asking about the FSA versus meeting, when the FSA was in a fall enrollment, they did separate meetings. Now they're combined with coordinated training. Good question. Question online?
If we didn't register to the webinar training March 16th, 27th, can we still register?
At this time, the registration is closed. We will be posting the webinar online on video copy about that. Any other questions? Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, we're going to change the order a little bit here. I want to next bring up the Comptroller's Chief Risk Officer, Peter Scavato. Peter has been around Comptroller for a while. He used to be the guy that did this session. Learned a lot from him. One of the things I've learned is never share a password. Don't click on a link. Don't tell your neighbor what you do.
That's my speech. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for having me. So, yes, Kevin said I am the Chief Risk Officer. I used to be the Director of Quality Assurance. It's pretty much the same thing. We do the same work we have always done, which is to test compliance with Comptroller rules, regulations, policies, and also state finance laws at all the 150-plus agencies around the Commonwealth. So, change in title is more the Comptroller didn't think I had enough to worry about. So he moved security access for NARS and HRCS under our unit and changed the name to Risk Management Unit. So that's why we have. So this is interesting to hear the previous speakers. Clicking on stuff can be good. Click on this email, you can send me information. I can get back. You can click on this website, and you can see all our stuff. Click on this other link on our website, you get a form. And this is great. You get transportation benefits, and you get health insurance. And that's all well and good. So I want to tell you a little bit about why clicking can be bad. And this happened recently in self-service time and attendance. So we have, if you think you have things covered, pretty much sometimes there's little glitches that come up depending on the circumstances. But pretty much we kind of have to protect ourselves from ourselves, because the most vulnerable part of any organization is the people. Because there's a lot of bad actors out there that want your money, that want your personal information, and hackers, they can take the hard road and try to get through firewalls and get into databases and that kind of thing. But it's easier if they just get you to click on something and you give them the information. That's the easiest way to do it. And it keeps working, so that's why you do it. So in this case, in self-service time and attendance, it was employee that had two jobs, therefore two email accounts, one of each agency. They got a phishing email, and it looked like it came from one of the agency's IT departments. And it said all that stuff there, but there wasn't a person's name on it. So that's one of the clues there. If you ever get one of those, you should call your IT department, right? Because they're not going to ask you certain stuff. But so you may want to just alert them that this came under their name, just to confirm it. So there was a link that said, we did an update, you need to change your password. So click here and go do that. So they clicked the link and it looked like the HRCMS homepage. So they went in, they entered their information, and then the hacker was off and running. So the bank information was changed. And when that happens, HRCMS will send a notice to the employee, which it did, but it went to an email account that they don't check, because they usually check the email account at the other agency. So there was no pre-note in this case because of the prior was carried forward, but the direct deposit failed. So while somebody was astute enough to fool somebody to click a link to get their password information, they put in a wrong bank account number. So the EFT failed. So we're kind of lucky in that respect. So the response that we have in place if an event like this happens is, first of all, the employee. Has anybody had this happen? Has anybody had it? Anybody ever click on a link that you said, oh, sugar, I should have done that? Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay. So anyway, so the employee should call the bank if they think they've been compromised, right? And it's related to the bank. Call the bank, change your account. They should call the payroll director, PSC. This call may come into the employee service center because this person doesn't get paid. They looked at it and said, here's a new bank account. They said, I didn't make that change. So that sets all these other things in motion. So they should change their self-service password again. Somebody did it for them. The department should pull the PC if it happened at a department PC, pull it off the network, because you're going to want to look for other malware that might be on there. You can call the Comptroller's payroll team. They set things in motion. If you need to do Dynacash because the employee didn't get their pay, you can set that in motion. So at the Comptroller, we try to coordinate the information that's going on. Sometimes we'll call the employee and ask how it happened, because sometimes it's a home PC, it could be a phone. All these devices you have now, we can do self-service, is great, but you're also susceptible to what kind of protection you have on all those devices. So we can assist with Dynacash if necessary. We'll notify the bank where the money may have gone and let them know it happened. We also look for any other employees that may have had changes recently to that same bank, and we can do some tests and say, did you make this change? The treasurer can stop and reverse a direct deposit if they know it in time, and they can contact the receiving bank if that needs to be done. So Mass IT, if it's part of their networking in the firewall, they may want to look at the PC too, scan for viruses. We give them the IP address if we can find it, but usually it's not the IP address that originated the fraud. But if we find it, we can block it, and they also like to scan PCs for malware. So we are susceptible. We're curious. We click on things. So I was talking to somebody last fall. He recently retired as the VP of a division of EMC. So worldwide, securing service, processing people's data all over. So he wanted to test his employees, see how they would react to phishing. So he created an email and he sent it to each one of the employees. It was a blind copy that said, here are the pictures from the party this weekend. That was the subject, and it was a link. So if you hovered over the link, it said phishing. That was the address. To try to give them a clue not to click it. And then if you clicked it, a window popped up, said this is probably dangerous. Don't click it. But if you clicked it again to go to that site, you got a message that said you need to go to training. So he was really mad because his staff is in the security business, and 13% of them clicked all the way through. So he was really mad. So the people he had hired to do the test said that's not bad because most companies are so it's not good enough. So that's, I don't know if anybody gets those tests by their agency, but that's a good one to do, but you got to set it up ahead of time. So in response to this, I know Kevin set up messages to go out from e-update, HRCMS, Common Help, and then the Comptroller sent out a memo, which Kevin put up here, and in the underlying part, we'll never send an email asking for your name or your password for any of the systems. Right? So you just have to be on the watch. And how many people have gone to the Comptroller's fraud training? Sorry, fraud prevention. You should go to that. This kind of stuff is covered there. Alice Wadley gives that class. Very good class. So that's a good class that you can go to, but you should have your own fraud training in your own agency. Highly recommend. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. So there are other things that I think Kevin is working on with Mass IT to try to get another alert that would go to the payroll director in case there's a bank account change. Is that right? He can tell you more about that stuff. But password complexity helps protect you, right? So it's hard. People can easily guess some things. People still use passwords like password 1, password 1, 3. Red Sox, that kind of stuff. But yeah, a simple phrase that's 12 characters, just all small letters, would take 200 years to crack. Okay? So something simple like that. My dog eats pizza. Don't use that one because they use that in a lot of demonstration stuff. But like a phrase of a song, a line of a song, something like that. And then you can throw a number on the end if you want, if they require a number in that field. So for HRCMS, your login, your password has to be a minimum of 8 characters, but it can be as many as 32. So if you want to put a phrase in there, you can do that. We know how long the SSDA one is? Self-serve? Is it the same? Okay. So you want tax scams about the IRS. So again, they're not going to call you and ask you for information. Anybody get a call from anybody? They can say they're the IRS or somebody else. They say, you got to give me your date of birth, Social Security. Sometimes they leave a message on the machine if you're not home. They don't care if you're wise to it. They just do robocalls. And they get one person to call back and give them information. They're off and running. Creating new ID, identity, bank account, whatever. Anybody have any questions? Yes, sir. Okay, so the question is, who's ultimately liable if somebody's pay is directed to another bank and it's not recoverable, right? It's unlikely once it hits another bank, it's going to go to another bank to set it up right. So the Commonwealth will make that person whole. They're not going to be out there paying, right? That's why we keep trying to put in as much protection as we can, because we're here to protect employees, right? As you all are. We don't want this stuff to happen, so education is key. So tempting to click that link. I don't remember that party. I must have really had a good time. Yes? Yeah, this fraud awareness training, which is done, I believe, monthly, Alice? So, there's one tomorrow? Awesome. I might go to that one. 1 to 4 at the Comptroller's office. So you can register at the training website at the Comptroller? Right, no, but agencies should have their own. They should have their own training. So for like a new employee, there's certain things you should tell them about password protection. And like when somebody mentioned the onboarding and offboarding process before, when you're onboarding somebody, you should make them aware of, their responsibility for if they have personal data of other people, or other employees that they have access to, they have to protect that. You can't leave stuff on your desk. You got to lock your files. You can't be downloading stuff from the warehouse and sending it somewhere else. Right? You got to be really careful. So people need to know this when they're hired. Another thing, any department security officers here? Okay, so speaking of the onboarding and offboarding, when you're offboarding, the security officers officers have to be involved, because we've had audit findings as the Comptroller with HRCMS saying, these people, because the auditors will look for, give me all the people that were terminated during the year. And then they look to see if they still had access to the system, and lots of times they did. So we've really tightened that up over the last couple of years, because we run a job every month saying, give me everybody that was terminated this month. We look at to see if they had a UA, see if they had access to the systems. And if they did, we just shut it off, and then we let the security officer know. We don't say, hey, you should shut this off. If they're terminated, you know, the access should go too. Even if you think you're going to hire them back, right? Part-time, you know, continuing employee, turn that access off. We're going to do it anyway. Because when they come back, they may have different access. You may want them to have different access. So you got to be really careful with what you're granting. Anybody else? Thank you very much.
All right, Peter, nice job. All right, going back. All right, quick calendar year update. Here's the W-2 amount in millions over the last 6 years. One notable thing about this is probably the first year in 6 years that the total taxable wages is actually less than the year before. So is the total number of people who've got W-2s. On the suppression end, we got more people to suppress their W-2s this year than last. It's still around 12%. You know, we would like to be up into the 80 and 90%. I know it's difficult to cajole your people to actually do it, but if you have any good ideas to make that happen, that'd be great. The people who are looking for their W-2s, every one of you should have access to be able to print it out for them, or better yet, you can teach them how to print it out for themselves. We put the instructions to be a little easier to find for people that say, gee, what is box 14Z for? It should be right there. Another reminder, it happens every year. If you're using a software package, when you get into those box 14 items, for certain states, they have different meanings. They would default into something, you know, around Pennsylvania or some other kind of states. We need to remind people that that box 14 is optional reporting, and that our values on those on our box 14 are going to be different than anywhere else. So that comes up every so often. This year, the functionality to turn off the 1095Cs came late from Oracle, but we still got 2% of the people to do it. Of all the forms that people don't need to get, this is it, because you actually don't do anything with it. Maybe we won't need it next year, but as of now, we should really get people to suppress it. So the major CMS update past weekend was daylight savings time. If you're on a TCD, your punches are going to be an hour short. People should already have known that. It's just the way that works. And therefore, if you have TCD employees, make sure that you know that they need to either add time or understand that they're going to be 1 hour short. There's a document on our knowledge center. Again, come next fall, they get an hour of overtime, so maybe they don't care. Invalid characters. Now, anybody who uses a web-based system, it's really easy to cut and paste or put characters in. Generally, for web-based systems, it does not matter as much, but it does for other systems, mainframes, print jobs, those kinds of things. So we need to remind you, please don't do that. Don't put in the copyright sign on somebody's name. or any of those other things. And we will try to make sure we don't have any downstream impacts. Mid-period job changes. Again, the best practice for these things is to wait until that period on week 2 for job data changes. Some mid-pay job changes will cause some pay line to shut off. Pay rate changes might not be what you're expecting to be. These are easy enough to fix if they're identified, so you really need to make sure you look at your reports, and if there is a problem, make sure you contact Common Health so that it can be sent to us for correction. Person profile. One of the things that as we do more functionality within HR CMS, the person profile is going to become more important. It's also going to be used, as we were talking about earlier, for notifying you people of direct deposit changes. We will create the list of who gets those notifications within PeopleSoft so that they're automated. But there are person profiles that track qualifications, licensing. We set it up for alerts. Alerts will be available for you people. Just like in LinkedIn, you'll see the little flag with the little number next to it that you've got 10 alerts. So it's quicker and easier than sending you 10 emails that, you might read 8 out of the 10, but for the other 2, you don't. The alerts will always be there until you get rid of them. We got some payroll reminders. W-4 exempt employees. February 15th has passed. We did update people who were in there as exempt and back to single zero. One of the things that we learn every time we do this is that employees, since they can change their W-4s themselves, don't understand what it means to make themselves exempt. They think it's a good idea until they start to realize that, oh my goodness, I'm going to be paying a lot in taxes. One of the suggested best practices is to make sure that you keep an eye out for W-4 statuses of your employees so that they seem reasonable. Unless you're a student, unless you didn't pay federal taxes in the prior year, you really shouldn't be exempt. And, by the way, we don't do tax refunds if they make mistakes. They deal with it on their 1040s. Every year, this time of year, you're going to get a call that says, why did my state tax go up? It did not have gotten through the 2000 threshold. And after they get to the 2000 threshold, the state retirement is no longer pre-tax, and therefore their tax amount for state taxes will be higher. Especially new employees, they're not going to know that, but you'd be amazed how many people send in a ticket to Common Health and say, why does the mass tax go up? And then we have to go back and say, it didn't, and remind people of this retirement 2000. Payments to deceased employees. Touchy subject, but there's certain things to keep in mind, right? You need to work with the retirement board to get the beneficiary information, including their tax information of the beneficiary. And the reason for that is you'll need to give us that tax information on the beneficiary so that we can do a 1099. Now, something that happens in March, you say, well, I get a lot of time to do this, to get this tax information, I'm going to pay them out. And what will happen, has happened, is you pay them out, however, we have no one to send the 1099 to because we don't have the tax information. The other piece about paying the deceased employees, you got to use the right codes. Lots of reasons for that. It's a different object code, 821, and again, it's also how we make sure that we provide the correct tax documents at year end. And if for any reason that you can't process the payment to the beneficiary in the same tax year, you can no longer use HRCMS to make the payment. You will need to have the beneficiary become a vendor within Mars and paid out of Mars. Any questions on that? I find that people who come to these things, they know this stuff. Go back and find your co-workers and remind them. Alrighty. Did that. All right, payroll close open timeline. You will be getting notifications of all these things coming up. But since the June payroll user group meeting is after this is already supposed to begin, I'll just give you the precursor today. What this is how many rejects we have in LCM for unfunded payrolls, and all those spikes is around split year. So that's my want and hope that we can work through this so that those rejects do not occur at year end. So if you should be planning for fiscal year 18. If you're going to need new chart of account elements, new units, new functions, new activities, new whatever, you need to start planning for that now because those values need to be valid in Mars before they're needed for transactions. The other piece of that, if you're deciding, I'm going to do a whole new, chart of account structure, or I'm going to start doing some program budgeting, or anything like that. You need to plan for it beforehand and before June, so that those items can get into Mars in time for fiscal year. If you do encumbrances or anything for the future years, you're going to need to know what those new structures are. On May 1st, you can start entering payroll holds. On June 1st, we're going to roll the position assigned rules from fiscal year 17 to fiscal year 18. A&M will be sending its memo about the $25,000 threshold. The assumption will still be $25,000. That includes payroll accounts. Whatever that date is, you're going to need to be prepared to send the request to A&M if you're an executive department before sending the request to us to process the payroll hold. Some of the key dates, pay ends on the 24th is the last full payroll of the year. June 25th is the beginning of the split year payroll. June 30th is the last day to enter payroll holds, and last day for HRCMS data entry for HR data. Cash cutoff for payroll receipt vouchers is July 1st, so you need to, if you have a check, a workers' comp check, anything like that, make sure you have it deposited before the cash cutoff date. July 1st, obviously, beginning of the fiscal year, and June 30th is the payday for that last payroll. The process for doing the rolls, as you know, we automate that for you. We take all your existing rolls, make them valid for fiscal year 18, and they all come out onto the document catalog for you to re-enter if you need it. Any new rules for fiscal year 18 will be there in the document catalog. When we get accounts payable, all those payroll holds that you have out there need to be done correctly so that when you actually use them, that they encompass at the object code level. All the payroll holds will flow, and we will assist everybody in setting that up. And in the payroll hold, you need to to have a justification, because the belief is that people should be paid on time, and there really should be no need for an accounts payroll. If you pay people on time, you shouldn't have to need this. Be careful of rehiring employees during this period, and make sure, object code, account, and unit shows correctly. If they're invalid in the new fiscal year, they need to be changed. Any questions on payroll accounting? All right, so here we are on being paperless. We are 75% paperless, which is pretty good. Not great. Some places are perfect. Some places are not so perfect. If you're in that not so perfect group, be happy to do any kind of campaigning to get your folks, certainly stop printing advices. And the number of checks, there'll always be some checks, but it shouldn't be great numbers of checks. But the number of checks is really low considering the size of the organization. Any questions on going paperless? Any questions on any topic at all that you thought you would get to today? Well. All right. Seeing none, last call. Game over. Thank you. I can't.
Why can't we make it mandatory to go paperless?
Why can't we make it mandatory to go paperless? Okay, whoever sent that question, I'm gonna post it and say this person suggested that we go paperless, and therefore it should be done. Again, it's really a department decision. The department can decide at any time. So go to your agency head and say, I want to go paperless. That it? All right, thank you, everybody.
That was great. Get everybody.
Yeah.